Hey guys, I'm a little sick right now, so bear with me if I sound a little crazy. I've had a really weird, stressful week. I had an unfair quiz. I had a test. I had to do this event thing. Anyways, this video is about Miles and Gwen basically being obsessed with each other. A lot of you guys say that I'm more obsessed with Gwen than Miles is, and to that, you're probably right. I'm so sick, y'all. Yesterday I was fine. I just had a little thingy and I was like, it's whatever. And now it sucks, man. Anyway, let's get into this video. So I have not seen this everywhere, but I've seen it on Twitter, obviously, and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, is probably the place where I can get the worst opinions ever and make videos on it. So I saw somewhere that people were saying that Gwen's love for Miles was non-existent and that Miles' love for Gwen was one-sided. And I'm guessing it was because Gwen, quote-unquote, betrayed Miles, which we've been through this 100 times. They're saying that since she did all these bad things to him, that she never really loved him. And to that I have to say you're wrong, and I get to make a video on it. So I'll briefly explain how Miles loves Gwen, how he shows it, how it's pretty clear that he loves her, and then I'll get into how Gwen loves Miles and probably loves him a little bit more than he loves her. So also I want to thank you guys for helping me reach 7,000 subscribers. We're so close to 10k. I don't know what 10k special I'm gonna do. If we hit 10k around October, I'll play the Spider-Man 2 PS5 game on the channel. You guys let me know if you want it to be a live stream or just me uploading my gameplay. Just tell me. I want to play that game for y'all if you are interested, because I think it's pretty fun. I love the last game, and let's do this. I know there's some people who just want to watch the video. Let's go. So we all know Miles is obsessed with Gwen. I mean, he knew her for 3 days and managed to draw her face really accurately in every single page of his notebook. I'm guessing it's a spider power to have enhanced memory. Still, the boy was clearly in love. Take any time Miles heard Gwen talk about Hobie, he was definitely jealous. Even when he finally met Hobie, he didn't feel exactly happy hearing how many missions he and Gwen have done together. Still, he wasn't the only one who got jealous, as it's pretty clear Gwen was just being friendly with her other friend. When Miles talked to Spider-Bite, we could see the jealousy in Gwen's face, especially after she dragged him away. Also, I think somebody asked me to make a video on Spider-Bite and explain how Miles shouldn't get with her, but there's not really much to say. I don't know if that's worth an entire video, but basically, Miles doesn't really like her. There isn't really much Spider-Bite does for Miles except not tell Miguel that he's going to Earth 42. He also doesn't know her real name, and she was kind of a jerk to him, like a smart mouth, but whatever. What I really want to show you guys are some details you might not have noticed in Miles' sketchbook that really shows his obsession with Gwen. Not only did he draw her most frequently, but he also tried to draw her outside of the spider suit. This image shows that he researched ballet forms just to draw her in new poses, which I think is pretty cool. Also, when Gwen arrived, he ignored his parents grounding him just to go on a date with her. He had immaculate riz under that clock tower, comforting her and changing her perspective on being a spider hero, saying some things are just meant for them. And look, he got a shoulder touch from her. Later, he even followed her into a random portal, not knowing where it would lead, just so he could still see her. Also, he tried to gas up their relationship on that bridge after the whole explosion by saying that they make a great team. And look at how she's looking at him. She's in love. By now, it should be obvious that Miles yearned for Gwen during their time apart, and he wouldn't settle for never seeing her again. His goal was to get his own watch before she left. That way, if she couldn't visit him, he'd definitely visit her. And I know he's a sophomore in high school, but maybe he'd stick with Princeton so he can learn quantum physics and try to create multiversal technology just to see her. But does Gwen love Miles just as much? Well, of course, but let me explain. We obviously know the two have a connection, as Gwen Stacy's spider sense told her to find Miles well before he became Spider-Man. Even in the Sunflower lyric video, she is an obvious focus of the song. But that's Into the Spider-Verse. In Beyond the Spider-Verse, she is basically known as Gwen Down Bad Stacy. So in the beginning of the movie, it's clear that Gwen constantly thinks about Miles, and she tries to negate these feelings by drumming them away. But when you work so hard to forget something, you might unintentionally remember it more. Let's not forget that she never knew she'd have an opportunity to see Miles again before she met Miguel, yet she still kept her hair the way he liked it. And put their photo together in the same place she kept her spider suit so that she could see it every day. Speaking of that photo, when Miguel sent her home, the only thing she went to her apartment for was their photo together. She didn't even care about saying hi to her dad again. likely because she figured he was about to die soon, and if she tried to be friendly with him and somehow grew closer to him and somehow found forgiveness, it would probably hurt more to see his death. Also, she hasn't seen him since he pointed a gun at her, so I'm gonna give her a break. Point is, she got sent home, only came back to her house for the photo, and was ready to just disappear. Like, where was she headed? Nowhere, but she thought the only person that would make her feel safe was Miles. Like, wow. Moreover, once she finally had access to the Spider Society, it's evident that she told all of her friends and even co-workers about Miles, and they could see how close she was to him, especially Spider-Woman and Spider-Punk.
Did you go see your little friend?
What? No.
Miles?
I mean,
Are you kidding me right now?
he's my friend.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Do you?
Let's not forget Spider-Man India blatantly saying that they're in love,
Hey, new guy must be in love with you.
Okay, no.
to which Gwen didn't say no to, just went, what? Kind of like when somebody said you and this girl/guy would look good together back in middle school, and you gave an ambiguous answer just in case they had feelings for you. Also, as I've said in other videos, she finally visited Miles as soon as she got the chance to in 1610, and she literally portaled right above his bed. And the first thing she does is hug him and ask him out on a date. Like, come on y'all, she missed this guy. Even when she sees his drawings of her, she kinda likes them. And during their date, like I said in my other Gwen and Miles video, she found ways to have physical contact with Miles. I said touch in my last video and some of y'all flipped out. Anyways, she was obviously trying to get as much of Miles as she could before she was forced to go back to work. And let's not forget that by this section of the movie, you realize that some of the songs in the soundtrack are literal love songs for these two. Anyways, when Gwen gets off break and her boss sees her, she states how she'll never go see Miles again, which probably pained her a lot to say. Which sucks because she really felt like she could never go back to her own dimension so much that she would never see her best friend again to keep it like that. Before she left Miles for good, she stared off into the distance for so long, just trying to live in this moment one last time, a moment she thought was the last one she'd have with him, and she acted pretty lame back there, so she was probably gonna go cry to Hobie about how bad it went later. Also, look at how they composed this shot. This is how they'd frame an upside down kiss, first of all. And second, there are these circles placed around their heads, which is reminiscent of an infinity symbol. And we know Buzz Lightyear's catchphrase is to infinity and beyond. Beyond what? Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's proof they'll get together in the next movie. But yeah, these two love each other a lot. Also, once they hit up Mumbattan and the collider explodes, Gwen goes back for Miles and holds his hand, making sure he doesn't get crushed by that rubble. Even on the bridge, she went to make sure he didn't get crushed by that rubble. Also, she was very worried for him since a canon event was going to happen and she didn't want to see him get hurt or possibly killed. Although they removed her dialogue in this scene from the digital version for some reason. Oh, and look at this. It looks like they're holding hands in this shot. And listen to how she talks to this man.
What I always think. You're amazing.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah!
Oh, and once Miles is taken to the Spider Society, look at how Gwen lights up. Before, it was just work, and she likely still felt lonely even after meeting all these new people. But now that her best friend's with her, she became 1,000 times happier. I think by now, I've proven that Gwen loves Miles just as much as he loves her. But just to add on to this, just in case some people still think she did nothing good for him except break his heart, when Miles escaped, Gwen was the only person to stand up against Miguel. When she got the opportunity to go back into the multiverse because Spider-Punk got her a new watch, she was ready to fight Miguel, Scarlet Spider, and Spider-Woman all by herself. And I mean, she packed up Ben pretty quickly too. This girl was ready to start a war. What's more is that her spider sense told her he was in the wrong dimension, and she sensed when he got hurt while being across the Spider-Verse. She has such a deep connection to this kid, y'all. Moreover is that she wore his jacket for comfort in front of his parents, and she's gathering a squad to find and save him. If it ain't obvious by now, I'm not sure what else I can tell you, but Gwen loves Miles just as much as Miles loves Gwen. She'll stop at nothing to make sure he's okay. I think that's something special. Before I end this video, I want to let you guys know that I'm working on my own SpiderGwen fan film. A lot of people have offered to help when I posted it in my community tab, and I want to thank CandyClip for writing a really good outline for how the film could go. I'm not sure if I'm going to produce it into an actual movie and cast people or have it animated. I'm not sure. Some people have offered to help storyboard it, animate it, even score it. Like, y'all are so cool and so amazing. I hope you guys know that. Anyways, this will not be a 2-hour-long movie like a certain other Spidey fan film, but I'm thinking of adapting Gwen's struggle of finding acceptance within her city since her identity was revealed. Think of Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider Volume 2. I also have some other ideas, but I want to solidify them before telling you guys what the plot might be because everything is subject to change. I just want this film to be a love letter to Spider-Gwen as well as her mythos because I think her stories can teach a really valuable lesson about making your own destiny and loving yourself. Also, I want the movie to have cute moments like this. Oh, and there is another Spider-Gwen fan film coming out called Spider-Gwen Last Dance, which I'll link in my bio. It looks really good. I'm not sure if they're still taking donations, but I'm gonna go check it out once it comes out, and maybe you guys should too if you're interested. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want more Spider-Verse content as usual, you can just check out the playlist at the end of the video and comment below what other theories or stuff you want me to talk about. Thanks again for helping me hit 7,000 subscribers. With that being said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Damn, baby, come jump off the roof with me, live up your youth with me before they shooting me. With all they cameras and bullets, I swear I'm the man up in front with the hooligans. Yeah, I'm up with Sanity, you do not answer me, I'm in the canopy. Living